Hello, my name is Joseph, and I'm going to tell you about Thomas Becket from the perspective of Hugh Morley, one of the soldiers that assassinated him. Thomas Becket was born in 1120. His parents died when he was very young. He became friends with the king, King Henry II of England. At this point of his life, he was a very worldly man. He liked the finer things of life. One day, Henry sent him to France to arrange a royal wedding, and he brought monks, monkeys, caravans, dogs, food, entertainers, knights, wine, jewels, falcons, hawks, you name it. The French people were like, if this is a Chancellor state, I wonder what the rings are going to be like. At this point, now he changes to a godly man at this point in his life. He comes back, and Henry wants to make him an archbishop. And he says, he'll become a priest, then the archbishop the next day. So, Thomas Becket takes his vows seriously, and the king doesn't like that. So the king doesn't like the church because he feels that the church is taking power from him. One day there was a man named Philip and he was accused of killing a man in the king's army. So the king had him tried in the court. So he was tried in the church's court. So now he was innocent, and all he had to do was just pay a fine to the king's family. To the deceased man's family. Now the king didn't like that he was tried in the church's court, so he made him tried, and he wanted him to be tried in his court. But Philip said no, in not so very nice manners. He said, now the king said, okay, you want to be like that? Now you're going to be tried for both the original murder and for being rude. And then Thomas said, okay, let me take care of this. How will you just have him tried in my court? And the king reluctantly agrees, but now Philip was again found innocent and again just had to pay a fine to the deceased man's relatives. The king was afraid of being excommunicated and made a law that no one could go complain to the Pope about anything he did. So, but Thomas is like, no way, the Pope's the ruler of the church. So Thomas goes to see the Pope, and the king is outraged at this. One night, the king has a huge feast with the knights and nobles, and he gets a little drunk and says, will anyone get rid of this trouble priest? 3 nights, and I take it seriously, and we took a vow that it didn't matter if he's in sanctuary or not. Sanctuary is a time when you're in the church, and because you're safe because it's God's house. His abbots took him into the sanctuary because they thought he'd be safe, and we went in, and he was praying. Like, of all things, why praying? He could have ran, he could have done anything. He stood up, and one of us took a strike at his shoulder, and he was bleeding insanely. And then we took another blow, and he at his head, but one of his abbots blocked it with his arm, and we cut right through his arm, and it just fell to the floor. Then we hit him on the head, and he went down, and then we hit him one more time on the head, and it whacked him, and he's dead. And then one of us cut open his head and said, you won't get out again. When the king learned of this, he was like really gloomy, and he allowed himself to be whipped and like punished for this. And now I really admire Thomas Becket's courage, and he died on December 29th, 1170.